What's up everybody, it's CJ Plays here, and I'm back with another Pleasantville renovation video. Y'all, we are coming down to the wire. We only have, I think, 2 more houses to furnish, I think. That sounds about right. And then I do need to build a separate lot, but then we're almost done with the entire save file. And I'm kind of happy, but also kind of sad about it because, like, I love furnishing these houses. I don't even know what the next thing we're going to do is. Like, I know a lot of y'all want me to furnish the Willow Creek world by Burning Bones, but I may do another world before that because the world that I want to furnish for is kind of small. So I may do that, but I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. But either way, y'all, we're in Pleasantville today, and this is actually my second time furnishing this house, and I'll explain. So you may remember, if you've been on my channel for a long time, you may remember a long time ago I did a world overview for this world called Pleasantville, and it was by Pleasant Sims and her friend Caleb. They worked on it together, and literally that was a recreation of Pleasantville from The Sims 2, right? But in The Sims 3. And there's literally this house that was in that version of the world, and I remember I asked for a video, I think a long time ago, if y'all wanted me to furnish that house, you know, like for video because it was empty, and a lot of y'all said yes. So that's what I did like 2 years ago. Like, I'm looking on my second monitor, it was 2 years ago, y'all. I don't know why, but I feel like I've furnished it again since then, but I can't find the video. And when I was trying to scroll through my channel, YouTube literally just stopped working because, like, it kept showing me the same, like, I was scrolling and it just kept showing me the same videos over and over and over, and I'm like, I think YouTube is broken low-key, but it's okay. I didn't even look at that build anyway. Like, a part of me wanted to look at it before I started furnishing this one, just to kind of, like, I guess, see what I did years ago, but I decided not to because I didn't want to, like, somehow refurnish it the exact same way. So the style that I went for this house was more of a, like, I guess like a modern farmhouse kind of aesthetic. And I know that I do the rustic style a lot, I do the farm aesthetic a lot, but this is like a modern farmhouse kind of vibe. So you'll see that everything is like super white and very like neutral. I gotta say, I really liked it. I'm low-key trying to get out of like having the outside of a house be one color and then the inside is the exact same color, because that's not always realistic, you know. Like, just because you live in a blue house doesn't mean all your objects inside your house are going to be blue. I mean, it can be, but that doesn't mean it has to be, right? So I'm trying to like get out of that a little bit when it comes to The Sims, because I know I am very guilty about that. If I have a blue house, the inside will be blue, right? So this time the outside of the house is like a reddish brick color, but the inside is not. So the biggest thing that I changed about this house was the upstairs. When it came to the downstairs, I basically kind of just like got rid of the downstairs bathroom. I made the dining room a little bit bigger. I added like a little foyer space. So you'll see that I use the half wall. I use the dresser over here from the base game. I'm using that really big mirror from the pets pack as well. And then I also use a chair. I believe it's from Town Life Stuff, just to kind of have like something over here. I just think that this little area is kind of cozy. Now, I do feel like this is one of those builds that I'm gonna have to play test just to make sure everything works. So by the time this video goes out, if you do see that things are missing or they're moved a little bit, that's probably why, because I have filmed this video a couple days ago, but I didn't do the voiceover until today because, y'all, it is so hot. I mean, I think I've mentioned this in a video recently, but y'all, it has been very hot where I live, and you know, and I feel like that's just kind of like everywhere, especially in the US. I know it's hot, you know, a heat wave, but I live in the South, so I feel like it's like hot, but like 10 times as hot, you know what I mean? So I have not been wanting to get on camera, and I have not been wanting to like turn my AC off. But I did it today because I needed to do this voiceover, and I want to get this video out for y'all because I know a lot of y'all look forward to these videos, and I do too. Like I said earlier, y'all, I'm a little bit sad though because like we're almost done. But fear not, I will replace this series with another series like I've done before. If you don't know, I do a lot of these kind of furnishing videos. So this is for a world called Pleasantville, and this world was made by Burning Bones. It's basically a recreation of Pleasantville from The Sims 2, but in The Sims 3. And I feel like whenever I put the titles like The Sims 2 house is bad, people are like, CJ, this is The Sims 3, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh yeah, I never really explained it. So that's basically why, because it's, yes, this is The Sims 3, but it's based on a Sims 2 house. These houses are built like 1-1 from The Sims 2, you know? So I just say Sims 2 house, you know? But that's why kind of some of y'all get confused and like, CJ, you're wrong. This is The Sims 3, not The Sims 2. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but that's not the point. But anyway, yeah. So I've done a lot of these videos in this series alone. I'm pretty much done with the entire world. I just have to do the Pleasant household and the Goth household. I don't know which one I'm gonna do next. Maybe the Pleasants, maybe the Goths, I don't know yet. And then after then, I think I just need to build one lot. I was asking y'all a couple of weeks ago if you wanted me to build either a graveyard or a bar, because I realized that this world did not have a graveyard or a bar, and I know like in a Sims 3 world in particular, you kind of need a graveyard lot, you know? So I've been seeing some comments. Some of y'all are saying do a bar, some of y'all saying do a graveyard. Some of y'all have said do both, and I might actually do that. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it and how I want it to be done, so yeah. I haven't forgot about it, y'all. Something will be done. I just don't know if I want to do both or what. Maybe I should do like a poll. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. So that's basically going on with that, but as y'all know, whenever I do finish with these builds, I do put them up for download. I think that I am missing a couple of uploads for some of these builds. I need to go back and look to make sure, and that was probably because of the Sims file share. Sims file share has been like going through it, I feel like, because like the other day I couldn't even upload a build. Luckily before the video went up I was able to like upload it, but like a couple days ago I could not upload my build. Like it just wouldn't let me. So yeah, I think Sims file share has just been kind of going through it. I don't know what's been going on. I know like during the holidays it kind of gets like overloaded, so it's always slow, and I feel like that's probably what happened to some of those older builds in the series. So yeah, I will go back and like upload them. I'm sorry if I haven't already. It's just, you know, I'm just trying my best. But yeah, I'm kind of like talking over everything, but hopefully you can kind of just follow along and see what's going on. So this is the dining room. So remember there was like a bathroom attached to this. I got rid of the bathroom and I just wanted to have like a little dining room. Again, I'm kind of going for that rustic aesthetic, and I feel like I used this table probably the most out of everyone in the game. It's the one that comes with the pets pack. I just like how square it is, and I really like how the chairs look with it, so I always use this table. And then instead of me using the china cabinet from the Ambitions pack, I ended up using the one from Supernatural, which I don't use this one all too often, but it looks really cool, so I was like, why don't I just use it today? And then now we move on to, I feel like this is the den, not really the living room. I would say more like a den space, and this room is not really that big. Now a part of me would have probably wanted to move the stairs, but I didn't want to change too much about this house. I kind of just wanted to like refurnish it basically, so I didn't move the stairs, but low-key all these stairs could have went somewhere else, because like I feel like it made this den space so much smaller, but I worked with the space I got. So I'm using one of the couches from, I believe it's the university pack, and then I swapped out the other couch for a couple of chairs, and I think I used the ones from the pets pack as well. And then of course I'm using that table with a little wagon wheel in it, and I believe that is from Ambitions, which always kind of throws me off because I always think it comes from Pets pack, but it comes from the Ambitions pack. And then I'm using the Pets fireplace, which is so nice. I don't know why I don't use it more often, y'all, but that fireplace is so nice, especially in this room. I don't know, y'all, I feel like I really like this house. I know I've done a house that was kind of like this a couple years ago, maybe like a year ago at this point, for another custom world. I had like a big nice modern farmhouse, but I think it looks so nice with this one, you know. And then this right here is the living room. So for the living room, I wanted to use the same fireplace, but I ended up swapping it out for the one from the base game, only because I wanted to have a flat screen TV above it, because I wanted to have a TV in here. And then I ended up using the Sims 3 tool mod to raise the TV up. And if you don't know, I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I like to always, you know, mention it again whenever I think about it. But there is this mod called the Sims 3 tool mod. If you're familiar with the Sims 4, it's kind of like similar to that mod, but basically it allows you to kind of like place objects in ways that you normally can't. So for example, I like to use it to raise mirrors up on the wall or lower them down. Same thing with paintings, or with TVs like on the wall, like to raise or lower them. I sometimes use those for curtains to make them kind of go up a little bit. You don't need to have the mod installed if you download any of my builds or anyone else's builds that uses it. You do not need to have it installed, but if you would like to have it installed, I will leave a link to it linked down below. I've also done a tutorial video on it when it like kind of first came out. It's a really cool mod, y'all. I love it so much. I always like to like talk about it because I know sometimes I get comments of people like, CJ, how did you like lower that up and down? Like, I don't like, what cheat is that? I'm like, oh no, it's not a cheat, it's a mod. So yeah, it's the Sims 3 tool mod or the S3 DT mod. But the last room downstairs that we're going to furnish is this little office space. So I believe when I first furnished this house a long time ago, I turned this into an office space too. So I don't know why, I just think it's so cozy and I just really like it. I'm using the chair from the late night pack in here. We have the old desk from the pets pack as well, and that's pretty much like everything for downstairs. So now we move on to the upstairs, and you know, I had a hard time with this one. It wasn't even like that hard to furnish. It was more so like it's too many rooms. Like my biggest thing with a lot of these old sim houses, and I know I've said it before, is that like they're either asymmetrical or they just have so many like random rooms that make no sense. Like, to me, this is giving like something that I would have done when I was first learning how to build, and I had like too much space and I didn't know what to do with it. I would just start making like rooms that just had stuff in it just to kind of fill in space. And I kind of feel like that's what they done for this house, because like this is just so many rooms up here. Like, there's 2 bathrooms, there's like 4 bedrooms. I'm like, there's just too much. So I decided to take one of the bedrooms away and I turned it into a secondary office space. I envisioned this house for like a family of 4 anyway. So I was like, maybe like, you know, the teenager or whoever wants to use a computer upstairs, somebody can use one downstairs at the same time. So I have a nice computer up here. Of course, I'm using the record player from the university pack. We have the base game bookshelf over here as well. And then there's also a door that leads out to the balcony. Now, I didn't put anything on the balcony, but you can if you would like to. I just feel like it would make more sense to kind of have this space more open, seeing as how we have this big gigantic door that leads to the balcony. And it gives your Sims more space to maneuver, you know? Now, I'm a little concerned about this little end table because I turned off move objects and apparently it can fit here, but I feel like a Sim cannot squeeze through. So I'm gonna, like I said earlier, I gotta playtest this house, y'all, to make sure things work like it's supposed to, because if not, some things will be deleted. But now we move on to the first bedroom, and this is the nursery. I just really like the way the nursery turned out. I kind of went with a more like yellowy color scheme in here. So I'm using the rocking chair that comes with the movie stuff pack. I don't really use this rocking chair all too often, but it does have that rustic style, you know, because it comes in like a little cow print. Here we have a little toy box in here as well. There's a little rug on the wall. I'm using that painting from the Generations pack. It has like the little car on it, and I thought it kind of fit the vibe in here as well. So I feel like this room is kind of like a spring color scheme in a way. It's like green and yellowy, kind of like a beige color. I just really like the way it turned out. One thing too, y'all, that I realized towards the end of the video is that like I was about to stop recording, but then I realized that I did not furnish one of the bathrooms. So like both of the bathrooms are furnished in the house, right? So they're good to go. But I realized that it's not this bathroom, but the other one across the hall. I realized that I did not change that one, so I had to like basically like go back and like change it and stuff. So it'll look similar to this bathroom, but yeah. I just realized that like for some reason sometimes I just forget stuff, you know? Like the other week I forgot to record myself furnishing the backyard, so you know. But anyway, for this bathroom I'm using pretty much the same things that are in here. I just got rid of the pedestal sink for a couple of countertops, and then I'm also using that towel rack object from the base game, and I wanted to put that in the corner. But in all, the bathroom is pretty much the same. I'm using a different mirror than the original. And then now we move on to the parents' room. So went with a green-ish color scheme in here, maybe like a beige also. So I'm using the bed from the Seasons pack. So for this bedroom, I kind of was a little upset because I wanted to have the bed be in the middle, but then I realized that like I don't think that would have worked because I think Sims need 2 tile spaces in the Sims 3 to get around a bed. So I ended up moving the bed to the wall. So in my brain, this is a house for a family of 4, but I don't think 2 Sims can get into this bed. You know, Sims don't scoot over in the Sims 3 like they do in the Sims 4. So this bedroom will only really be able to like have 1 Sim sleep here. But if you need to, you can always like rearrange stuff, you know. I just like the way the bedroom turned out. I thought the color scheme was really nice, you know. And then the last bedroom that we furnished is, in my brain, for a teenage girl. Now I was gonna have bunk beds in here, but then I didn't really like how much space they took up, so I'm just using 1 bed. And the only like little storyline that I have for this bedroom is that I'd imagine that the teenage girl was really big into horses at some point, but then now that she's a teenager, she's kind of like going through a phase, you know, so now she's into more like dark, moody things. So instead of having like horse bed sheets, we have bats and cobwebs on the rug, you know. So that's kind of like the only little storyline I have. She's just kind of like transitioning between different hobbies, you know, replacing horses with like bands and like more edgy things, you know. So as you can see, the bed is from Pets pack, the desk is from the Generations pack, we have the end table from University, but we have some posters up on the wall as well, and that's pretty much it for her bedroom, you know. I just feel like it's a stereotypical teen's bedroom. But that is pretty much it though for the upstairs portion of the house. The only other room that I furnished is the bathroom that's right beside hers, and the bathroom right beside hers look very similar to the other bathroom. And then for the back deck space, all I really did was I just added a grill. I also added a nice rug. We have a little table out there as well, just so you know your Sims can prepare food a lot easier. I also put a really big rug down on this deck space over here just to kind of fill in some more space. And then I ended up adding a couple of planter boxes out here too, just in case just seems like to garden or whatever. Oh, I also use these little flower pot objects. These are from Pets, and I feel like I have used these in that other build from a long time ago, but I knew I wanted to use them again because I just like how colorful they are. But in the end though, that's pretty much it for the backyard. A lot of it is just like tile space because I just wanted it to kind of like lead out to the road and stuff. But if you want to like go back and like refurnish this, feel free to. I just kind of feel like I gave you enough stuff out here, you know, but if you want to like fill it up, feel free. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. Follow me over on Twitch, because if you don't know, I do stream on Twitch 5 days a week. And if you also didn't know, I have a second YouTube channel. I feel like I never mentioned it, but I have a second YouTube channel, and over there I post all of my Twitch streams, because I know, you know, sometimes you don't have time to watch a stream, or maybe you don't want to, or whatever. Sometimes you forget. So I have a second YouTube channel, and I post all my Twitch stream stuff over there, so if you want to watch any of my old streams, feel free to. I played Skyrim recently, and I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing on stream, so if you want to watch any of that stuff, it'll be on the second channel. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!